Benjamin William Mkapa was elected President of Tanzania in November 1995. He is the third President of the Republic of Tanzania since independence in 1961. President Mkapa was born in 1938 in Masasi, in the Mtwara region of the country. He received his primary education in Tanzania and continued his studies at Makerere University College in Uganda, obtaining a preliminary arts degree in 1959, and Bachelor of Arts in English in 1962. President Mkapa's career began in local administration in Dodoma, where he was appointed district officer in 1962. He became a Foreign Service officer later that year. In 1966 Mr. Mkapa embarked upon a long career in journalism, serving as Managing Director of Tanzania's leading newspapers, the Nationalist Uhuru and the Daily News, during the 1960s and 1970s. His experience in the news media led to his being appointed, in 1974, as Press Secretary to the President of Tanzania, H.E. Mr. Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, whom he served for 2 years. In 1976, Mr. Mkapa became the founding editor of the Tanzania news agency, Shidada. His career in international diplomacy included a number of high positions, including High Commissioner to Nigeria, in 1976, and Minister for Foreign Affairs, from 1977 to 1980. In 1982, he served as High Commissioner to Canada and in 1983 as Ambassador to the United States. He returned home in 1984 where he was again appointed as Minister for Foreign Affairs. In the early 1990s he became Minister for Information and Broadcasting and, in 1992 he served as Minister for Science, Technology and Higher Education, prior to being elected President in 1995. He was re-elected President in 2000 for another 5-year term. Throughout his political career, President Mkapa has worked to strengthen Tanzanian democracy, entrench civil rights and fight poverty, while increasing the country's openness to international trade and investment. Born November 12, 1938 in Masasi, Tanzania. Died July 2020. Education. B.A. Honours, in English, Makerere University College, Uganda 1962. Special course for diplomats from newly independent states, School of International Affairs, Columbia University 1963. Professional and political experience. He is a member of the Interaction Council, Club de Madrid, Africa Forum, Board of Trustees of the Africa Wildlife Foundation, Chancellor of the University of Dodoma, Tanzania, and Cavendish University of Uganda. He was President of Tanzania from 1995 to 2005 and Chairman of Tanzania's ruling party, CCM, Chama cha Mapinduzi. Prior to being elected President in 1995, he was High Commissioner to Nigeria, High Commissioner to Canada, and Ambassador to the United States of America, Minister for Science, Technology and Higher Education, Minister for Information and Culture, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Minister for Information and Broadcasting. H.E. Benjamin William Mkapa was also a member of the Commission for Africa, Chair of the Advisory Council of Microsoft for Africa, Chair of the South Center, 2006 to 2018, Co-Chair of the African Emerging Markets Forum, AEMF, the Board of the International Crisis Group, Co-Chair of the World Commission on the Social Dimension of Globalization, the panel of eminent persons appointed by the UNCTAD Secretary-General, to review and enhance the role of UNCTAD within the United Nations reforms and the high-level panel on UN system-wide coherence in areas of development, humanitarian assistance and environment, Commissioner of UN Commission on the Legal Empowerment of the Poor 2006 to 2008, Patron for UN Committee Year of Planet Earth and the Chairperson of the UN Secretary-General Referendum Panel on Sudan in 2010. H.E. Benjamin William Mkapa is the founder of the Benjamin William Mkapa Foundation, BMF, whose mission is to facilitate the delivery of responsive health services, including HIV and AIDS, particularly in underserved areas in Tanzania through innovations in health systems. He is the holder of a dozen honorary awards by distinguished academic and other institutions. Benjamin William Mkapa, born November 12, 1938, is a Tanzanian politician who was the third president of Tanzania, in office from 1995 to 2005. He was also chairman of the Revolutionary State Political Party, Chama cha Mapinduzi, CCM. Biography. Benjamin W. Mkapa, a seasoned journalist, diplomat, and politician, was elected President of Tanzania in November 1995. He is the third President of the United Republic of Tanzania since independence in 1961. President Mkapa was born in 1938 in Masasi, Mtwara region. He received his primary and secondary education in Tanzania, and continued his studies at Makerere University College in Uganda, obtaining a Bachelor of Arts degree in English, with honors, in 1962. President Mkapa's career began in local administration in Dodoma, where he was appointed district officer in 1962. He became a Foreign Service officer later that year. In 1966 Mr. Mkapa embarked upon a long career in journalism. During the 1960s and 70s he served as managing editor of Tanzania's leading newspapers, the Nationalist, Uhuru, the Daily News, and the Sunday News. His experience in the news media led to his being appointed in 1974 press secretary to the then President of Tanzania, Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, the position he held for 2 years. In 1976, Mr. Mkapa became the founding editor of the Tanzania news agency, Shiata. He also became Minister for Information and Culture in 1980–82, and again Minister for Information and Broadcasting in 1990–92. President Mkapa's equally long diplomatic career included a number of high-ranking postings, namely, High Commissioner to Nigeria, in 1976, and Minister for Foreign Affairs, from 1977 to 1980. In 1982, he served as High Commissioner to Canada, and between 1983 and 1984 as Ambassador to the United States of America. He returned home in 1984, where he was again appointed Member of Parliament and Minister for Foreign Affairs. In 1992, he served as Minister for Science, Technology, and Higher Education, prior to being elected President in 1995, and Chairman of his party, Chama cha Mapinduzi, 1996 to 2006. He was re-elected President in 2000 for another 5-year term. Throughout his political career, President Mkapa worked to strengthen Tanzanian democracy, entrench civil rights and fight poverty, while increasing the country's exposure to international trade and investment. He was active in conflict resolution in the Great Lakes region of Africa. He was instrumental, together with Kofi Annan and Graca Machel, Mandela, in finding solution to Kenyan post-election disputes in 2008. Similarly, he was an active player in regional economic cooperation within the East African Community, and the Southern African Development Community, of which he was chairperson for 2003–2004. In January 2002, President Mkapa was appointed, together with the President of Finland, Tarja Halonen, co-chair of the World Commission on the Social Dimension of Globalization. In March 2004, he was appointed one of the commissioners in the Commission for Africa established by the then British Prime Minister, Tony Blair. On December 21, 2005, President Mkapa relinquished powers voluntarily after the end of his 2 terms in office as President of United Republic of Tanzania. He continued to be the chairman of the ruling party CCM until June 2006, when he voluntarily handed the chairmanship to his successor, President Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete. President Mkapa continued to serve in a number of international engagements. Among them, he was a co-chair of the Investment Climate Facility for Africa, an initiative supported by British government, European Union, World Bank, African Development Bank, and multinational corporations. Effective from October 2006, serves as chairman of South Center, an intergovernmental organization which fight for the issue of paramount importance for developing countries, including China, and the chairperson for the Emerging Markets Forum, Africa region. He was a member of panel of eminent persons appointed by the UNCTAD Secretary General, 2005, to review and enhance the role of UNCTAD within the United Nations reforms. He was also a member of the panel appointed by United Nations General Secretary in 2006, to review the United Nations reforms on the system-wide coherence in environment, humanitarian assistance, and development. He served in a board of trustees for African Wildlife Foundation, and also served as a commissioner on the United Nations Commission on Legal Empowerment of the Poor, 2006 to 2008. President Mkapa was awarded 7 honorary doctorate degrees from Sakai University in Japan, 1998, Morehouse College, Atlanta, USA, 1999, the Open University of Tanzania, 2003, and the National University of Lesotho, 2005, University of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, 2006, Newcastle University, United Kingdom, 2007, and the University of Ghana, Cape Coast, 2008. In October 2007, he was awarded by Jane Goodall Institute, Global Leadership Award, for his leadership in conservation. His first book in the series, Bawazi Na Equally, Rice Wa Watuizungumza Na Wananchi, Truth and Transparency, The People's President Talks to the People, was published by Mkiki Na Nyota Publishers, Dar es Salaam in 2003. The second book in the series was published by the same publisher in 2005. He passed on in July 2020 and he is survived by a widow, Ms. Anna Joseph Morrow, 2 sons and 2 grandsons. His main hobby was reading. Trustee of the Aga Khan University from November 2007 until 2012. 1962, B.A., Hans, in English, Makerere University College. 1962, 63, Studies in Diplomacy, School of International Affairs, Columbia University, New York. 1962, Administrative Officer, Dodoma, District Officer, Foreign Service Officer. 1966, Managing Editor, Nationalist and Uhuru. 1972, Managing Editor, Daily News and Sunday News. 1974, Press Secretary to President. 1976, Founding Director, Tanzania News Agency. 1976, High Commissioner to Nigeria. 1977, 80, Member of Parliament and Minister for Foreign Affairs. 1980, 82, Minister for Information and Culture. 1982, 83, High Commissioner to Canada. 1983, 84, Ambassador to U.S. 1984, 90, Minister for Foreign Affairs. 1985, MP elected to National Assembly for Nanyumbu constituency, Masasi district. 1990, re-elected MP. 1990, 92, Minister for Information and Broadcasting. 1992, 95, Minister for Science, Technology, and Higher Education. 1995, 2005, President of Tanzania. 1996, 2006, Chairman, Chama cha Mapinduzi Party. Member, Club of Madrid. Benjamin William Mkapa, November 12, 1938 to July 24, 2020, was the 3rd President of Tanzania, in office from 1995 to 2005. He was chairman of the Revolutionary State Political Party, Chama cha Mapinduzi, CCM. Mkapa was born in Lupaso, near Masasi, Tanganyika, on November 12, 1938. He graduated from Makerere University in Uganda in 1962 with a Bachelor of Arts in English. He went on to study at Columbia University the following year, and earned a master's degree in international affairs. Previous posts include being an administrative officer in Dodoma and the Minister for Science, Technology, and Higher Education. Mkapa was the head of the Tanzanian mission to Canada in 1982 and to the United States in 1983 to 84. He was the Minister of Foreign Affairs from 1977 to 1980 and again from 1984 to 1990, before meeting his best friend Edward Mwasaga. In 1995, Mkapa was elected as president based on a popular anti-corruption campaign and the strong support of former President Julius Nyerere. Mkapa's anti-corruption efforts included creation of an open forum called the Presidential Commission on Corruption, Warayaba Commission, and increased support for the Prevention of Corruption Bureau. His second 5-year term of office as president ended in December 2005. During this term in office, Mkapa privatized state-owned corporations and instituted free market policies. His supporters argued that attracting foreign investment would promote economic growth. His policies won the support of the World Bank and International Monetary Fund and resulted in the cancellation of some of Tanzania's foreign debts. He was criticized for some ineffectiveness of his anti-corruption efforts as well as for his lavish spending. He spent £15 million on a private presidential jet, as well as almost £30 million on military aviation equipment from base systems, which experts deemed beyond the limited needs of the country's armed forces. It was over the latter purchase that British International Development Secretary Claire Short expressed public outrage, resulting in her becoming known as Mama Radar in the Tanzanian press. Having left office due to a 2-term limit, Mkapa was dogged by many accusations of corruption, among them improperly appropriating to himself and his former finance minister Daniel Yona the lucrative Kiwira coal mine in the southern highlands of Tanzania without following lawful procedures. For privatizing the mine to himself, he was accused of a breach of the Tanzanian constitution, which does not allow a president to do business at the State House. In 2007, Mkapa was part of the African Union's panel of eminent African personalities, who were deployed to Kenya to resolve political violence that had broken out due to disputed election results. Mkapa, along with humanitarian and former First Lady of Mozambique and South Africa, Graca Machel, and former UN Secretary-General, Kofi Annan, chair, led the group in mediation efforts that resulted in the signing of the National Accord and Reconciliation Act of 2008. Mkapa served as a trustee of the Aga University from 2007 to 2012. Mkapa suffered from malaria and treated on July 22, 2020. He died of heart attack in Dar es Salaam in the early hours of July 24 at the age of 81. Tanzanian President, John Pombe Magufuli, announced his death. The last farewell was conducted by Tanzania People's Defense Forces. He was laid to rest in his hometown of Lupaso, Masasi. In recognition of the role Mkapa played in resolving Kenya's 2007-2008 post-election violence, Kenyan President, Uhuru Kenyatta, declared a 3-day period of national mourning following his death, ordering all flags at public buildings and grounds to fly at half-mast. Honors and Awards. Honors. Order of the Golden Heart of Kenya, Chief, Kenya 2005. Order of Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere Tanzania 2011. Awards. 2007, Jane Goodall Global Leadership Award. Honorary degrees. University Country Degree Year. Sakai University Japan Honorary Degree 1998. Morehouse College United States Honorary Degree 1999. Open University of Tanzania Tanzania Honorary Degree 2003. National University of Lesotho Lesotho Doctor of Law 2005. Kenyatta University Kenya Doctor of Education 2005. University of Dar es Salaam Tanzania Honorary Degree 2006. Newcastle University United Kingdom Doctor of Civil Law 2007. University of Cape Coast Ghana Doctor of Letters 2008. Makerere University Uganda Doctor of Law 2009. Thank you for watching this video.